Hello everyone, it's Josh Island here. Welcome back to another episode of the series presented to you by this infamous low-budget jingle.
How I wrote this song.
If you watched my last episode, I said something I shouldn't have. It was very stupid. I said I would make a video every month. Now it's not been happening, as you can obviously see. I've been very busy doing other things. I've been recording my first album, which is great news because more songs means more How I Wrote This Song episodes. And the song we're going to discuss today is also going to be on the album. Today's episode of How I Wrote This Song is about Rewind.
Standing in the rain. Nothing is the same, but don't you give up. Rewind and start over again. Uh-oh. Start over again. Uh-oh. Start over again. Uh-oh. Start over again. Rewind.
Now, Rewind is a really fierce and energetic song. It really is a song about if you don't know what's happening, if you're not sure how to continue with whatever you're doing, take a step back, breathe, focus, regather your thoughts, and then attack with 2 steps forward, right? That's how the expression goes. 1 step backwards, 2 steps forwards. Rewind and start over again. Now, I'm not embarrassed to say that in terms of harmony, so the complexity of the melody or maybe the chord progressions, this song isn't that exciting. However, what I think makes it really cool is the production, the choice of the arrangements, and the mix of the song. Because as you will hear later in this video, there's a lot of elements happening that if you don't get the mix right, they're not punchy, they don't work, and the song just does not pull you in or capture your attention the way it does. As always, I need to give a shout out to the one and only Nelson Kanoa, the producer, arranger, sound engineer, mixer and mastering engineer of this record. He's done a fantastic job mixing this and selecting the right elements to make the song shine. I would suggest let's get into it. So to start with, I would just like to isolate the vocals and the acoustic guitar because that's how most of my songs are written. So this is the acoustic guitar with the lead vocal.
Don't be shy of being tough. A step at a time is more than enough. Got nothing to lose, so give it a try. You fight real hard to cut through the rough.
The song starts off, bam, straight away, no intro. And the vocal is really rhythmic and locked in with that beat. Don't be shy of being tough. A step at a time is more than enough. So it's really driving and quite staccato, like quite accented.
Got nothing to lose, so give it a try. You fight real hard to cut through the rough. And if you're standing in the rain, nothing is the same, but don't you give up.
Something that I've been improving in my songwriting over the last few years is my lyric writing. This song has really important and strong lyrics in my opinion. Don't be shy of being tough. A step at a time is more than enough. You've got nothing to lose, you give it a try. You fight real hard to cut through the rough. And if you're standing in the rain, nothing is the same. But don't you give up. Rewind and start over again. What I think is really, really awesome, and I remember this from the studio time, is the bass groove. It's just so delicious. Drums played, of course, by Miguel Casais, and on bass was Rui Piti. Fantastic duo. They've been playing a lot of my songs now, and they always come up with some juicy material. There's a really interesting stomp part in this song, which actually is similar to the one you may have heard in Fire in You. There's a really strange displacement happening just before the chorus. Check this out.
Is the same, but don't you give up. Rewind and start over again. Start over again.
So what's happening there is that actually the bar before the rewind is a 3-beat bar instead of the usual 4 beats that we've had before. Having this little change at the start of the chorus actually speeds up the song. It gives you a feeling of drive, of momentum, because you're coming in earlier than expected, and it just sounds more powerful.
Say, but don't you give up. Rewind and start over again. Start over again. Start over again. Start over again. Rewind, rewind. Start over again. Start over again. Start over again. Rewind, rewind. Now we're.
What's happening there, you may think?
Now we're.
Now that part, rewind, is just the vocal reverse. That's a fantastic element that some may think it's a little bit cliche because, of course, the song is called Rewind. And, did we really have to do that? But it's really cool to have it in there, I think. And also, singing it live is really fun because I'm trying to think, what am I actually singing? It's like, and Pedro, my drummer, was saying, yeah, it sounds like you're singing, I'm weird, I'm weird. I'm weird now. So that's a funny little joke to have. Let's listen to the electric guitars by themselves because Guilherme, this incredible guitar player in Portugal that was the session musician on this record, always comes up with incredible licks, and they really add to the flavor of the song. This is the electric guitar by itself.
Got nothing to lose, so give it a try. You fight real hard to cut through the rough. And if you're standing in the rain,
what you may not have noticed in the recording, and I actually rediscovered this, even though it's really loud in the mix, are these keys playing in the chorus. When I came to Kanoa first with this song, I just had a first verse and a chorus, and then a second verse and another chorus, but we really didn't have anything to finish the song. And I wasn't sure whether the song needed a bridge, did it need maybe another verse, or like a different chorus or a modulation or something. And what Kanoa actually suggested, which really lifted the song into another dimension, is just having the chorus at the end on repeat, however changing the chords. It gives a sense of movement and dynamic and continuity, because rewind is about going back and then going forward, going back, going forward, and having this feeling transmitted in the song is kind of what it needed in the end. So here is the last chorus going into the outro, and you can hear that it changes a bit in the end. And you can always hear the vocal rewind doing the same thing over again. It doesn't stop.
start over again. Rewind, rewind. Don't you give up. And if you're standing in the rain, start over again. Don't you give up. Start over again. Rewind, rewind. Step it up, step it up, step it up. Don't you give up, don't you give up. Rewind, rewind, rewind.
What I think is absolutely fantastic here, and I need to give a shout out to Kanoa, is the mix in the end, because the vocal rewind is continuing. Rewind, rewind, oh, start over again, oh. And left and right are ad-lib vocals, so vocals coming up with other melodies, repeating some elements of the verse, and they're all playing together. They're all bouncing off each other, and it's really hard to mix that well. Now, if you're going to hear this, you think I sang the whole thing in one go, but it wasn't the case. So in the studio, what happens is Kanoa says, let's come up with some ad-libs, try out a few things, and I'm doing the song maybe 10 or 15 times. And after, we select some of the best bits and put them together in one vocal line. It's called vocal comping. And I just want you to hear the isolated vocal in the outro chorus, how everything is just moving around each other.
And if we start bringing the rain, start over again, it never feels like the same. Start over again, don't you give up, don't you give up. And if you're standing in the rain, it never feels like the same. Start over again, don't you give up, don't start over again. It feels like the same. Step at a time, step at a time, step at a time, step at a time. Don't you give up, don't you give up. Rewind, rewind, rewind.
An amazing mix in the end with the vocal. What's also important to note in the mix is that just before going to the chorus, you've just got a vocal by itself.
Rewind and start over again.
And on the O, the whole band comes back in. So you're going from a very small sound to a very big sound. However, the mix needs to grab you in the small part and in the big part and kind of be fat throughout. So it's really hard to find the balance in both parts.
Rewind and start over again.
Fun fact, the song has two different tempos. The verse is slightly faster than the chorus. It's 1 beat per minute faster than the chorus. The difference is very small. You almost don't hear it. But when we were in the studio and we were trying to come up with, okay, what tempo should this song have? Either the verse or the chorus sounded too fast. So we ended up sticking to two different tempos. What you also notice in the drum sound, which I actually learned from Kanoa when he was talking about it in the mixing phase, is that he's added quite a lot of room mics. So when you're recording drums, you have microphones on the drums. However, you also have a room sound to kind of capture the sound of if you would be standing a few meters away from the drum kit. And he's blended in more of that room sound. And what it does in the mix is it actually creates a more aggressive tone. Listening back to these songs, I'm starting to notice that a lot of my recent compositions and songwriting have this common theme of being rather introspective and really thinking about my feelings and my thoughts, anxieties that we all deal with and can identify with. However, there's always this motivational tone to the songs. There's always something like, okay, if you're feeling this, don't worry, it's gonna be all right. We all feel down one day or the other. However, there's always beautiful things around us. And I think Rewind is one of those songs. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of How I Wrote This Song. In fact, the series shouldn't be called How I Wrote This Song because I did bring the acoustic guitar and the verse and the melody and the groove to the studio. However, Kanoa and the musicians really built a song out of it. I really look forward to releasing this album. It's coming out on September 15th. Don't forget to subscribe, send this song maybe to a friend, and please listen to the original if you haven't yet. Thank you. Bye-bye.